Alright, so this battle was actually taken right after the battle that I just posted. It was like part of a big session, so that's why my army and MT's armies are going to be pretty much the same, because we were just trying out this, kind of greenskin goblin kind of tag team formation thing, whatever, and it actually worked pretty well. As you can see, my first opponent's armies is a little bit more, I would say, I don't want to necessarily say elite, but he has a lot more units like demigryphs and the wizard called Franz that it's going to be difficult to deal with, along with the handgunners, which are notorious for just beating the shit out of Ragnarok spiders. If you kind of get rid of the handgunners, they will just shoot these to pieces eventually. So army composition is going to be the same. It's just meat shield goblins with just the giant hammers of the Ragnaroks. And like I said on last battle, I don't really feel bad bringing 3 Ragnaroks, to be honest, mainly because if you look at what he has, 2 demigryphs for lances. Why he has lances, I have no idea, but he has the 3 halberdiers, which just scare the living shit out of me, or scare the living silk out of the Ragnaroks. So I don't feel bad about bringing 3 since it's a tag team battle, because 5 demigryphs. I mean, why you would bring lances, especially against greenskins, I don't understand. I don't understand lances. They are very powerful, yes, but I would always bring halberdiers over the lances, because these guys, I mean, the main threat of the army is Ragnaroks, giants, things like that. I mean, Black Orcs obviously, and these guys will do a lot of damage to Black Orcs, but so will halberdiers. So the initial skirmish, as you can see, I've got my Night Goblin ninjas. I mean, that's what we should. You should be able to rename your units like you could in Shogun 2, the multiplayer, and that's what I'd rename them to, the Night Goblin Ninjas, because they're just legendary. Unfortunately, they don't do that well, although they do have a kind of an MVP play right at the end of the game, and I'll show you what I mean by that. But right at the start, I guess he was micromanaging his demigryphs or something, so I'm just going to get a decent charge. I mean, these guys can do a lot of damage, and MT's cavalry does a hell of a lot more damage than mine does. Mainly because he has a lot of numbers, so he can actually kind of support his troops. But I mean, you can see 1 rear charge, 1 kill. I mean, it's kind of I get these are only 300, but you would expect them to do a little bit more damage. But oh well, can't really complain for 300. So as you can see, the initial engagement, well, big engagement, I should say, that was just what I would class as a skirmish. So the real engagement is going to be, I'm just going to chase down these demigryphs and try to bait them in to charge my Great Goblin Shaman. That doesn't work, and I'm way too close to Franz, so I'm just going to pull the Goblin Shaman away, and thankfully he falls right into my trap. That trap being going to drop an Itchy Nuisance. These guys are going to be pretty much completely useless, and then I'm going to drop a Sneaky Stabbing along with the Ragnaroks, and these demigryphs are just going to get absolutely decimated. I'm pretty sure they do still survive to a late game, but the numbers are so small that they're just not going to do that much damage. And of course, the cavalry literally comes in with the demigryphs or halberdiers, and he's going to end up, for some reason, splitting them up. Get a nice Itchy Nuisance, pretty sure. I mean, look at how many kills I just got with that, 27, not bad. For some reason, he's going to split these guys up. I don't understand why, when this is, I mean, those demigryphs should be there, fighting the engagement with the Ragnaroks. I get that the, the Wolf Riders are going to be a nuisance, but if you can't take down these Ragnaroks quick enough, I mean, these guys are just going to absolutely smash your army to pieces. And I know it's the same with the handgunners. These handgunners were shooting the Orcs when they should have been shooting the Ragnaroks, because you're going to see, I mean, this guy Franz is on no health. He's going to get routed. The demigryphs are getting destroyed. That one just ran away. So I mean, not only he routed, he got completely broken, so, they're going to take a huge morale penalty. So what he should have done really is, I get that these were harassing, that they were annoying, but he should have just turned his handgunners to just destroy 1 Ragnarok, because, I mean, 2 Ragnaroks is bad, but 3 is horrendous to deal with, so, I don't know. I mean, the fact that he's got 1 demigryph over there, he's got these 2 just sitting there, you got another one. I mean, what he should have done really is, as soon as the demigryphs or lancers were under threat, he should have just piled them all in on the Ragnaroks just to deal as much damage as soon as humanly possible. So as you can see, Orcs are doing what Orcs do best, and MT's army is just smashing the lines in, whereas my Goblins are just more of a support. They're just a type of meat shield. I mean, I'll show you after the battle, but MT's armies are very consistent. They're very kind of power based and kind of rush, and they have both punching power and staying power, whereas my army is just kind of a meat shield plus an incredibly difficult and powerful unit in the Ragnarok. So his army is, you know, kind of a just, you know, a good all-around army, whereas mine has like very squishy infantry with just huge monsters to deal with. So this is what I meant before, the MVP play of the Ninja Goblins. As you can see, these demigriffs are obviously going to beat the shit out of the Night Goblins, but the fact that I'm tying down his demigriffs with halibats, which were a huge issue for me, or would have been a huge issue for me, and they're just busy, you know, killing Night Goblin fanatics. It's, I mean, a 450 coin unit is tearing, or not tearing down, but tying down a 1500, which is a huge problem for my Ragnaroks. I mean, that's just the fact that he's, you know, kind of didn't. My opponents didn't play that well with their demigriffs meant that these Arachnaroks could just absolutely just... I mean, even though Empty's army was definitely more than enough to beat the Empire's infantry, I mean, it's just going to be too much with these Arachnaroks roaming around the place. I mean, you see there's only a minute left and there's kind of, you know, halberdiers here, there's a demigriff over there, handgunner there, one of the generals is routed. So it's just going to be, you know, a typical greenskin routing, basically. I mean, got the huge pile of just goblins just doing, I don't know, meat shielding, I suppose. It's not nothing else they can really do. And yeah, that's basically it. If you can't deal with the Arachnaroks, it's incredibly difficult to beat this kind of goblin greenskin tag team. It's, you know, it's... Had he kind of gotten all 5 of his demigriffs together and both of his generals and his manticore and just piled on the Arachnaroks just to hold them in place, you know, they would have done okay. I don't think they would have won, considering the Great Goblin Shaman would have just been kind of buffing the Arachnaroks while debuffing the demigriffs. So I don't know. It's so far this army tag team has been very difficult to beat, especially with Empire. I mean, if I had an Illuminarch, it would be a hell of a lot harder to beat the Empire, but I mean, as you can see, they didn't invest that much in infantry, especially this player. It was mainly the demigriffs. Brought the wrong demigriffs, to be honest. I don't know why you'd bring lancers, especially against greenskins. Mortars weren't great. The handgunners were shooting at orcs when they should have been shooting at Arachnaroks. Not to mention goblins actually have a 50% missile block chance, so handgunners really aren't good versus goblins. I wouldn't even bother shooting at them, to be honest. And then this player, I mean, hell of a lot of cannons. I don't know what he was firing at. Maybe he was firing at the Black Orcs, but honestly, I mean, that one got pretty beaten up, so I don't know what was attacking that. I think this Black Orc actually took a rear charge from a demigriff, so I don't know. As you can see, Goblin Rider did well. Mine did pretty crap. I mean, 3 kills. Wow, really? Even with a rear charge into the handgunner line, but I mean, one demigriff got a ton of kills, but that was busy killing the Night Goblins, which was obviously a great engagement for me, because the more goblins this thing chewed up, the less it was attacking the Arachnarok. So, you know, that was just a pretty... Actually, it was quite a standard battle, really. I mean, the kind of... You know, the staying power of Empty's infantry partnered with the just punching power of the Ragnarok's kind of like a perfect hammer and anvil tactic. So especially when you've got the Night Goblin Shaman just constantly buffing and debuffing. If you're going to do tag team battles, I'd recommend doing something like this. It actually is pretty fun and it works out really well. So there you go, quick battle. Laters.